Hello everyone, my name's Scotty, and this is not my normal show. Today I'm just going to be doing some voice acting stuff, real short video, just want to get into it, and show you guys what I like in a villain. And really just kind of to talk about villains in general. I like my villains, they're fun. A good villain carries your entire story. Darth Vader is an amazing villain, but he's over-credited with being a good villain. The villain's laugh is a core component of what the villain is. I'm going to try and pull it up. Currently I have a tab open and I have some things that I think are just really funny. And I love me a good laugh, and when I laugh, it is creepy. It is indicative of how I think villains should laugh, because I love me some good villains. When I get my own apartment, I'm going to connect speakers to an alarm system, so when someone sets it off, a recording of Shrek will yell, "What are you doing in my swamp?" Yes, this video is mostly me laughing at stupid shit, but I think it's amusing, and yeah, there's a point to the madness. My favorite legend from the Norse mythology is when a giant steals Mjolnir. Oh Christ, I know this one. He says he'll give it back if he can have Freya as his bride, but she refuses to go. So instead Thor dresses up as her and Loki as her handmaiden. And then at the wedding the giant places Mjolnir in his bride's lap. So Thor reveals himself and kills everybody, and if that shouldn't be made a short film. This is a favorite of mine. I adore this. Oh my god, guys. I was at Disneyland and I saw this old lady go up to this little girl who starts up a store, and she says, "That's not ladylike," and the little girl jumps into a fighting stance and points her hammer at the lady and says, "Suck my ass," with the most serious look. So this is a video somebody did. They recorded something from Game of Thrones, and there's a character walking back to his friends, and it says, "When you reunite with some friends, and there's the one that missed you the most." And it's just... it's... it's Tormund, like, tackling the guy. He's like, "I missed you," and just BAM! And I just... Oh. So I think that on top of the laugh, there's the generic creepy laugh. Basic. It's stupid. It's really easy to do. Almost anyone who has marginal voice talent can do it. And it's... No, don't do that. Like, the trick is to laugh at something and throw a little madness into your laughter. Not to seem mad, but to feel a little bit insane. The villain should always make, when they are revealed as the villain, there's a big distinction there. When your villain is revealed, they should always make your audience just a little bit uncomfortable. Maybe uncomfortable like, I don't know what's going on, or maybe uncomfortable like, I know what's going on and I'm terrified. The villain should not be someone who you can write off as a cliche or a trope. And often that's what kills villains in the writing department, is they get lines or they get scenes they get pushed into, and then the audience notices the trope and they go, okay, seen it, and that, dead. Your villain just lost all their threat. Unless they do it really, really well. Generally, with your villains, you want them to be the centerpiece. They should be as flashy or as important or as eye-catching, or, they should draw the audience's attention as much, if not more, than the hero. And honestly, your villain's character kind of defines the story. Used almost as much as the Darth Vader in discussions of good villains, and probably a little bit more than also he necessarily deserves, is Voss from Far Cry. And he was a wonderful villain. But he was a wonderful villain because he was spooky and unnerving and definitely out of his mind. And the person who did his voice lines captured that beautifully. They always kept this dreamy quality to his speech, so he didn't ever sound quite grounded. Like, he's not all there, and you can tell. Even just by listening to him. So, I think overall what I'm trying to get at is that while it is super important to get into your villains and to understand them, really well written and well acted villains need very few explanations. You don't need an explanation as to why the Joker's doing what he does. Even with no context, you go into that situation and you know that he's doing what he does because it's fun, he likes it, and he really just can't help himself. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm sorry the video was so short. I'm sorry I haven't really been reliable. If you like the discussion stuff about villains and voice acting, and if you like listening to my creepy laughs, then I think you should definitely tune in more often. Let me know in the comments. And you should definitely take a hit at that bell icon by the subscribe down there, because I don't run ads. My channel has to grow organically, and if it doesn't grow organically, it won't grow. Related to that, because I don't give YouTube ad revenue, they don't want anything to do with me. They won't help me, they won't discuss me, and they sure as hell are not going to suggest me to anyone. So, unless you got the bell icon going, you're probably going to miss my uploads when they go up. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next time.